When people talk about becoming millionaires, they talk about all these different formulas and investing and assets and budgeting and all of these different things. But the most important thing you need to know once you're getting some money coming in is your inputs and your outputs. That's it. People overcomplicate money. And yes, there's ways to grow your money or to get more money or to earn more money and to be a millionaire faster. And I have videos on that. But it starts with your inputs and outputs. How much money is coming in and how much money is going out? I had some people ask me recently, how do you have hundreds of thousands of dollars? How are you going to be a young millionaire as a teacher? How did you do this? It's simple. You got to get money coming in and then you got to have less money going out. And so if you have more money coming to you instead of going out, you're going to build it up, right? Like if I make $10,000 and I keep $10,000, am I going to be richer than someone who makes $50,000, but they spend all $50,000 or $45,000? Yes. It is what is coming in and what's going out. Let's dive into this concept a little bit more in detail so that it can help you and so that you can be a millionaire in your life and early. So with your inputs, if you have money coming in, that's a great start. A lot of people don't know how to make money. And the basic principle I could teach you is to provide value. You want to give value to somebody else. It can be a person. It can be to a business. There's lots of different ways to provide value. Now, I don't want you to just provide value and hate your life. I don't want you to just know, hey, becoming a roof salesman makes $250,000, $300,000 a year. Cool, let me do that. But you're going to be miserable in your job or that doesn't align with your purpose. You have to do a job most likely every single day throughout the week and for a long period of time. So it's not just about the money coming in, but it's something to think about. I want you to explore your ikigai, which is what you're good at, what the world needs, what you love to do, and what you can be paid for. And when you explore that and you understand that, you can figure out a job that will bring you some inputs and some money in. Once you get the money in, then it's what you do with it, right? And it's how many expenses do you have? So we always want to figure out, how can I increase my income? Like I started with $40,000 a year. Then we get to $80,000, $90,000 a year. Then when you combine incomes, you can get to $200,000 a year or more, or you can keep expanding and growing and growing. Or if you start a business and you make $5,000 in profit one year, and then you make $200,000 in profit, or then you make $1 million, or then you make $10 million in profit, or eventually, like Sarah Blakely sold her company for $1 billion, right? And so you can grow and expand, and that is the goal, right? We want to keep growing those inputs, but then our output side, how much money do you spend? And this is something that so many people get wrong. And I see a lot of my students that I teach or just adults don't understand this simple thing because it is complex and it's misleading. But when you know the truth, you know the truth. So we make money, great. And a lot of people are good at making money. Some people struggle to make money. I have lots of videos on how to make money and I could do even more. And check out this video on how you can make at least $150 a day as a teenager. Highly recommend it. I'll link it below. But what are you spending? Because some people say, wow, they have the super nice phone or the super nice car or the super nice clothes. They must be rich. They must be rich. They have this. They must be this. But it's a facade sometimes. Could they be rich? Yes. Could they have had the money to buy it? Yes. But oftentimes we don't realize how much debt is being used. Debt is when you owe money. You spend more than you have. If you have $10, but you buy something that's $100, you're in $90 of debt. If you go to college and you don't have $200,000 to go to college yet, or the scholarships or something of that nature, then you're going to be $200,000 in debt. So that's negative $200,000. You're starting at a negative place and it's really, really hard to get out of that place. It's possible and there's lots of methods to do that, but that's where you are. And so I know so many people who have had the nice things that are in $20,000 of credit card debt, $10,000, $40,000, $100,000, right? And we can use debt to help us. Most people don't have $1 million, $800,000, $400,000 to buy a house outright, or they wouldn't necessarily pay cash for that unless you're following like the Dave Ramsey method, which can be beneficial for people. But a lot of people don't have that, so they have to use debt. But we want to use debt to buy assets and to buy things that will make us more money, not get into debt over items and things that you purchase to keep up with everybody, to feel good about yourself, etc. In the world, there's over $324 trillion in debt. Remember, we can use this to help us, but we want to be mindful. And so I just want you to question, when you see someone who has a lot of nice things, they could be wealthy. I know a lot of wealthy people who have nice things, but I also know a lot of people, especially people in the middle class, who stay in the middle class or who are actually in the lower middle class or poor because of their spending habits. And this is a key way on how my husband and I were able to save those hundreds of thousands of dollars and to create a strong financial foundation, because we made money. We increased our income, and we kept increasing our income and kept increasing it. And we would decrease our spending. And I have a lot of videos on how you can decrease your spending, how you can do that, how you can increase your spending. But that is the simple formula. That is literally it. Make more money, decrease how much money you spend. That's it. And there's ways to make more money besides just a job. There's businesses. Then when you have money, you can actually take the money that you earned from a job or from a business or a product or service and go make that money grow and put it into an investment or an asset, like real estate, investment, stocks, more businesses, ownership, and lots of videos on that too, and lots of books on that. That's how wealthy people get even wealthier, because that's what they invest in. They invest in themselves, they make the money, then they take their money and make their money grow and work for them. They employ it. And then it just keeps multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and growing and compounding. It's amazing. But be careful. As you make more money, don't fall for lifestyle inflation. Yes, does that mean that if you have a townhouse, you can never upgrade to a house, or that you can never spend more? That's not the case. There's different formulas that you can follow, but you always want to be saving at least 10 to 20% of your income, if not more, no matter how much more money you make. Because oftentimes we think, hey, I make $100,000. Oh my gosh, now we make $150,000. I have so much more money. Now I can go buy this, and this. And often then we actually never escape, because we're constantly spending and keeping up more. You're allowed to spend money. You're allowed to live and enjoy your life, but you need to be mindful if you have certain goals you want to achieve and if you want certain outcomes. If you don't, by all means, spend, enjoy, live your life, be in debt, whatever. Work forever. That's your choice. We all have choices that we can make. But look at this equation. Look for yourself. How much money are you bringing in? How much money is going out? And where can you improve it? Because I think so often some people are always working on, how can I make more, which I do think is super important. At some point, like with us, we couldn't cut anymore. We cut so much. It was about making more, right? It was about making more. But I think oftentimes people ignore the outputs and what's going out and what they're spending on. So take a look there. If you want more videos, I have so many on my channel. Let me know in the comments below how I can help, and subscribe for more. Cheering for you on your journey. I know you can and will create a life you love. Go for it.